Hi, it's Jeff.
And Denise from Mousesteps.com.
And this is episode number 135.
135.
Of Mousesteps Weekly.
Sponsored by Theme Park Connection in Orlando, Florida.
And they are in California right now at a show and sale. I think they'll be bringing back some more goodies for the shop. So
that will be awesome. And we have to head over there right when they get back.
Absolutely. Great place for your post-Valentine's Day gift in case you forgot something for your theme park fan.
And PixieVacations.com. They can help you not only with Walt Disney World, but Adventures by Disney, Disneyland, Disney Cruise Line. They are a one-stop shop for anywhere you want to travel.
That's right, our official travel agency.
And Maple Leaf Tickets.
That's right, Maple Leaf Tickets, the best deals on tickets in town. Check them out. Check them out quick because tickets are about to go up, I hear.
Have they not already?
Not yet, I don't think.
Oh, well, it's time to get them
Time
then.
to get your tickets. Anyway, we're going to start off the show at the Magic Kingdom. You'll notice a new addition, long overdue, I think, this fence here in front of the Floral Mickey.
Well, it's too bad because it kind of takes away from, when you're trying to get the pictures. But so many guests end up sort of like in the floral, I don't ever see them like stomping on Mickey's face, but close enough.
Right. I mean, I don't think the fence looks that bad, and I think it's a good safety concern. You don't want someone to fall.
Yeah, but some of them might try to get over the fence now.
You could get hurt worse if you try to climb over the fence. This is true. I have to say I like the coloring, though. Much sort of like a Fat Tuesday Mardi Gras coloring of Mickey.
Well, I'm glad that Mickey doesn't have those evil red eyes anymore because he has had those for
evil
a while.
Red eyes.
Yes, he had that red eye. And maybe it was,
sounds contagious.
I think so.
Not very good. Anyway, we're going to start off here at the Magic Kingdom with a look at the Harmony Barber Shop, which is now closed for a rehab. When is it reopen?
Have they already closed?
Yes.
What is
February
today?
14th. Yesterday was the last day.
No, it was supposed to be the 15th.
Oh, they upped it?
No, it was supposed to be the 16th. They were going to be officially
Look
closed.
Look at this.
Oh, there I am.
A familiar face getting a trim there.
I don't like deceiving, but yeah, they'll be, by the time everybody's, watching
it'll
this.
be closed.
Right. Nobody will be able to get a haircut for for about 6 weeks.
6 weeks. I will not, if you see me out there in the parks, I will have longer hair because I will go nowhere else until it reopens.
And I don't go anywhere else either. And it seems funny because I'll be on Instagram and I'll put a picture up and every time it'll be like, oh, I didn't know they did women's haircuts, but they do. They don't do the washing the hair, but they'll do the cut.
Right. And a lot of feedback I've gotten, people thought it was just for kids. People didn't even know adults could get haircuts. And again, we are two adults without kids, and we always get our haircuts. We love going here. I mean, how awesome is it to be getting your haircut and you're looking out on Main Street, hearing the music, watching the parade go by? It's just awesome.
And I really just like, being able to, well, here we get Streetmosphere and everything too, but I also like they don't have anything to sell me. And that was the main reason I started in the first place, because some hairstylists try to sell me like stuff for balding and I'm not balding. And I'm like, oh, I'm tired of being
nobody
sold
pushes
things.
the Nioxin at the Magic Kingdom.
Nothing like that. You just go and you get your hair cut and nothing else.
I've never even heard of those products until going there. So obviously, if we don't even know what it is, we probably don't need it. So they're only giving you pixie dust. I prefer free pixie dust.
Well, you never get it. I always get the pixie dust.
Well, I have to vacuum up that pixie dust. So I know what it's like too.
I'm surprised they don't keep the H2O products in there to sell, though.
Oh, that's brilliant. Don't give them any ideas. They'll be pushing the 3-pack.
No.
Next time we go.
No, it's okay, but I'm just surprised since it's a big hair care product for Disney World.
Right. So now we're going to look at the hub expansion from all types of angles. This one area looks like it's really getting close to opening.
Well, this, they announced it actually officially almost exactly 1 year ago today, really in about a week. But they had already started, so it's been over a year in the making here. But this area is by the Crystal Palace, and we get asked about the hub expansion almost more than really anything else that we get asked about. We get a lot of questions, but for some reason the hub is what so many guests are interested in. So, and
that
there's
looks
a fountain.
Nice. Yeah, nice fountain.
That reminds me of one at Port Orleans French Quarter, actually.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So with just the whole style of it.
It'll be nice to have a fountain in the hub like that if it's actually running, and it should be very relaxing, like a park. It looks to me like it'll be a bit of a park atmosphere.
Well, they're adding a lot of landscaping, and I was looking at this flyover video that they did last year. It was, a virtual flyover, and you didn't really see as much of the cement, which we see a lot of cement here. It was more park-like greenery, so they're adding the greenery. I hope they'll continue adding more and more, because I think that's really what made the hub before they won't have big trees, but at least bushes and smaller trees and such.
I'll tell you what, my big hope from this whole project is castle shows and watching fireworks and things like that will not be as nutty as it is now, especially when they have the castle shows like with Anna and Elsa. It gets so, I mean, you know how it is. It gets incredibly crowded.
Busy.
And if this can spread that out and people can enjoy those shows without having to really be, in some ways, you're kind of scared. You're pushed in so much.
It can't be really
this
really crazy.
This could be worth it for sure if that helps that.
Well, I'm just wondering what's going to happen with the Rose Garden, because all of the sides are supposed to have something happen with them.
Right.
And the Rose Garden is my favorite area probably my favorite area of the Magic Kingdom. So I want them to leave it, leave it, and you can actually watch fireworks down there. That's a great place, especially for the perimeter fireworks. And if this is the last year of the Rose Garden, then we won't get to see the perimeter fireworks.
Now here is a look at the actual hub itself. And years ago, there was big trees that used to be here. I would guess they're going to be putting trees back. What it looks like they're doing is flattening, pretty much taking the curb away completely. So there'll be no curb, which is probably good because there'll be less people falling and tripping and all that stuff. So it's probably a safety thing.
I think all the curb is gone now. I think it already is all gone.
Yeah, you can see here. That's why I showed this shot. It's just kind of gradual, like one of those pools. What do you call it? Zero gravity type pools. But there used to be in that spot, you could see that pink area of the asphalt. There used to be trees there. They've been removed. I don't know if that's temporary, if you'll only have those 2 spots where the trees are.
Well, in the virtual flyover, they show 4 spots for trees.
Okay, so
they
that's
show
probably
all the trees.
A temporary.
But
then.
again, this was a year ago, so who knows if things have changed since then. But hopefully those smaller trees will be there.
And you have this box here with Walt and Mickey inside. Mickey in a box. Well, Walt in a box there.
Hopefully out again soon.
Well, it's probably for the best. I bet you at night while they're working, a lot of dust and dirt and everything flies by. So you want to keep Walt nice and clean.
A year ago, the Disney Parks blog said that they were creating sculpted gardens inspired by lush grounds seen around European castles and chateaus, and that everything would be completed in 2015. I haven't seen quite the chateau-looking sculpted gardens, but
a ways to go.
They're still working on it. So hopefully, and we keep getting asked, "Oh, what's the date? What's the date? What's the date?" But we have no idea.
Yeah, it has not been announced. Nobody really knows the date.
And I don't like to make things up. So.
Not quite sure what this is. It almost looks like it would be a temporary, area where they do the fireworks.
I think this might be what that is. I know they're creating new areas for the techs. So
right, so probably a tech booth or something temporary. We don't know that, but that's what it looks like to me. Here is the other side of the hub, and this side also is coming along. Boy, this guy here has been there this whole time, and he's doing pretty well.
Not in a box.
Not in a box.
I like that they're keeping the sea serpent, who's been there forever. And not only keeping the sea serpent, but Mickey and Minnie also in topiary form.
Right, and you still have the water. There is still water going by, so it's not like they completely took away the moat and all that. So.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. I do think it will be better for fireworks viewing and for, I don't know about parades. I don't know if this is a good parade viewing area, but we'll see how it goes for fireworks.
In that area there, the bypass area looks great. Over the Christmas holiday, they opened it, and it almost looks like a finished area, sort of an open air arcade. Yeah, so that can only be good.
But I think it would have been nice if we had an arcade here that was underneath. Because,
a real arcade like Disneyland Paris.
Right, because it gets hot and rainy. I think we need it as much as they do, and I think it would have been very nice here.
I agree. I think it would have been wonderful here. But you can't have it all, as you've said many times to me. So anyway, that's about it for the hub. We're almost done looking at that. We've kind of covered every angle, and we're really giving you a good sense.
About it all the time. So this is we're probably not going to be looking at it for a few more weeks. I think at this point.
We are sorry if we've overshown the hub, but it's been very much popular for us. We're going to move on, though. I think the next thing we're looking at is Tomorrowland. It is, and some changes to the arcade.
Not changes, it's gone.
Yes.
It's like gone. So I don't really know why they took out. I know that they're...
Okay, hold on. I'm going to tell you right now. I've heard recent news.
Okay, recent news.
So because of this new law that was passed
right.
about games that give out tickets, they've had to remove all the games that give out tickets at the resorts.
Well, that I know, and the claw machines.
Leaving the resorts short on arcade games. So they closed this because they didn't have any of those claw games. Well, they may have had claw games here in the former arcade, but they did not have the ones where you get tickets. But they had a full arcade full of games.
I know they've been swapping them out or bringing them to other places.
What I'm hearing now is they closed this so they can take all these games and replace the ones that had to go out at the resorts.
Could they not have gone shopping?
Let's not get crazy. What kind of talk is that?
Maybe it wasn't that popular. I mean, it was sort of off to the side. It's not. I think the one at Disneyland is a lot easier to see and is probably a lot more popular. You know, it was sort of off to the side. So who knows how popular it even was?
Right. So that's
what about those massage chairs, though? Didn't they have massage chairs?
For your feet, I think.
No, I thought they were like the black massage chairs.
Clearly, we've not sat in them.
No, I don't, because it would have cost money.
So, in other news, the
Journey of the
Little Mermaid is undergoing some upgrades like they just did at Disney California Adventure.
I think that's another couple of weeks, like early March, I believe, is when it will
Look
reopen.
to see that black light effects and just a big upgrade on the attraction. We're looking forward to checking that out.
And there's Gaston.
Tell the story. It was very nice.
Well, this little girl didn't have a birthday button. So I had a picture of them. You know, he walked her over from his area, which wasn't here. It was just
around the corner.
Around the corner.
By his tavern.
And he's like, you know, somehow he must have found out it was her birthday. And he's like, why don't you have a birthday button? So let's get your birthday button. So I thought that was very nice.
You know, this Gaston is a real softie.
Well,
Isn't he supposed to be a villain?
Yes, but maybe he isn't anymore.
He seemed very nice to the young girl there.
I guess she got her birthday button, so that was really nice.
Anyway, a great time as always at the Magic Kingdom. Now we're off to Animal Kingdom for some big changes.
It had been a while since we've been there.
Yeah, this is sort of their hub expansion in a way. You could see how much more open this whole area is. This was recently behind walls, and the walls just came down. So, boy, I tell you, it looks great. It's sort of like a park setting over here.
I would like to see a parade, maybe.
Well, they canceled the Christmas version, and the regular version of the Animal Kingdom parade is yet to be seen if they will have a new parade. But, you know, if they can have one sort of like the Hong Kong one that's coming to Disneyland, that would be pretty cool. You know, not that that's been announced at all, but I'd love to see something like that there.
Right. I mean, there may be nothing, but it would be nice. And you can see here, these are considered the roots of the tree, and it really brings the Tree of Life out to the guests, which is nice. And you can see an elephant, and there's all kinds of animals, some that you can see better than others, including this lizard. Really
nice carvings, you know. I never noticed as much about the Tree of Life trunk until this. I mean, there's a parrot right there. Looks like an anteater. I believe that's the trunk of the elephant. Even the chairs are themed. There's a crocodile or alligator, something like that.
And there was also an otter, but at one point there were guests sitting on it. So because of that, I did get the picture, but later when I wanted to get a second picture, it was already being sat on.
Right. And here, I believe this is a goat.
Is it like a...
Or maybe it's a ram. More of a ram. That's right. More of a ram. Anyway, beautiful job with the carvings. I think it's great. It really brings out, like we said before, the Tree of Life. Tree of Life has never looked better, if you ask me.
Well, I think it all looks beautiful. And by the end of the day, though, if you want pictures, it's better to go a little bit earlier, because at the end of the day, we thought it would be less crowded, but it was much, much more crowded. And we were very lucky not to have the PhotoPass photographer there when we first went. But by the end, there were a big line.
This has become the PhotoPass, the main PhotoPass shot. Rather than up on the hill, this is the shot. And it really is the shot. I mean, looking between these carvings at the Tree of Life, it's very beautiful.
They'll make a lot of money off of PhotoPass right here.
And at night time, too. Remember the Avatar announcement about not quite a year ago, showing the Tree of Life lit up. We saw it lit up when we went to Harambe Nights
last year. Mm-hmm.
So when this is all beautifully lit, and I believe you saw a hidden Mickey a second ago.
Yes.
When this is beautifully lit, Avatar style, it'll just be a huge picture spot, I'm sure.
Well, it already is, but we'll see, you know, for the evening how it will look. But we already saw it nicely lit up, so they may even do a better job.
Now, speaking of Animal Kingdom updates, this is where the Rivers of Light show, big multimedia show, kind of like the World of Color they have in Disney California Adventure. That's why there's a wall around this whole river here. And big doings, big changes going on there.
Big doings.
Big doings.
Like Mickey Mouse would say.
But again, this, when it's done, this should be a major draw to Animal Kingdom, especially at night. You know, they've never had a reason to stay open late, so I think this will change all that.
Well, I mean, to really think about it, from the time it first opened in '98 till the time that, you know, this show will start, it's almost 20 years. That's a very long time without any really major expansions going on, so it will be nice.
Speaking of major expansions, though, this is the big news here. Starbucks.
Starbucks,
Finally,
yes.
at Animal Kingdom, all 4 parks will have a Starbucks, and we can get our 4th mug now.
5th mug, because we'll have to get another Epcot mug when that comes out.
That's right. This can only be a good thing. There was never much in that store for us, and then they turned it into a Magic Band distribution place, so I can't wait for Starbucks.
Well, it's right next to the First Aid, so you can have coffee and a Band-Aid all in one shot.
That's right. Maybe they'll even have seating, which would be a nice change. Anyway, we went to Yak and Yeti. Why don't you explain the great deal we had there?
Well, we had bought a Landry's card, each of us did, for $25, and then you get your $25 right back, and then $25 every birthday. So we went with your birthday money from last month, because they give you about like 6 to 8 weeks to use it.
Right.
And I don't even know what that
Big
is
Bamboo.
called. Is that what that was? Really good.
Reminiscent of a local bar,
that
cast
used
member
to be
bar
there.
that used to be in town.
That was very good. And I had, this is new, chicken tikka masala, which was excellent. A little spicier than I usually eat food, and I brought some home, and you had it too.
How awesome. Indian food in the Indian restaurant. Very exciting.
Who said that online? Somebody had said that on my
Bearden.
Facebook.
I think Robert Bearden said that. And I had the chicken.
It was a crispy honey chicken.
Crispy honey chicken, so good.
And a fortune cookie.
Yes, and a fortune cookie also. I kind of didn't give enough time for all this, but...
I highly recommend getting the Landry's card.
Very much. And they even gave us drinks to go. Big, huge drinks to go. They treat you like a real VIP.
They really do. When you have the Landry's card, they definitely
We had managers come out, emails. Did we give good service? Yes, you gave tremendous service. I tell you, it's unbelievable. I cannot recommend enough getting the Landry's card.
That's probably where we'll go for my birthday, too. I mean, the price is a little high on food, but when you're using a $25 discount, it really makes it, much more reasonable, and it's delicious.
So we're taking one last look at this new park-like setting. I like what I see so far. Certainly, it's a more spread out opening.
Open. Everything's just like
open.
Yes. So it'll be interesting to see when all the walls are down.
So I guess keeping with the theme of this week's show, more doing
construction.
Disney's
Polynesian
Polynesian Village
Resort. Mm-hmm.
So we got some great shots. Looking down at, this is the children's pool area. It will not be a very deep pool, very sort of like a play area.
I haven't seen anything about that. It just looks it looks like a big slide, though, much bigger than I would expect for a children's slide. And then the volcano has changed drastically in the last couple of weeks. They're really, April 1st is when the I believe the bungalows open, and maybe some of the studios also. So they're really moving on this.
They are moving. I mean, nobody knows when it's going to open. Even the Tiki Man does not know. He says he'll tell you. Even if they say they know, there's no guarantee. Sort of like what we always say.
They look like they're really wanting to get it done as soon as possible, though, because, sometimes you'll see projects and they only work in them at night, but they had like dozens and dozens and dozens of people workers back here.
I think that looks like the nicest kids area that we've seen in any of these new upgrades.
Well, I like the Grand Floridian one because they have the characters too. I kind of like characters,
right?
So, but we'll see. But again, the volcano looks great. But also we have the bungalows over here that look just about done.
Yeah, and you can see the plunge pools there.
And
very nice.
They even have little signs on them telling you what the balcony rules are. I had taken that and put in my article.
It does look like a great place to kind of relax. And imagine being in the plunge pool watching the fireworks.
That would be nice.
I mean, I know it costs
a lot of
many
money,
thousands
right.
of dollars a night for one of these things, but it does look very nice. I have to admit
if
that.
you're dividing it up within a few families, it's still a lot of money though. So I don't know that we'll ever stay there. But
No, probably not. But I hope to at least tour it and take a look at it, and we can always hope.
we have a friend who might stay there the first night, so we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. We'll see how that pans out. And I would like to sit in these little chairs on this. Although I don't think I'd want this one with the boats going by and everybody would be so very close to you.
Well, on the other side, you have the ferry boat, that looks pretty close. But I think that's kind of neat to see the ferry boat go by. So,
Well, I guess if you're the type of people who wants to sit and wave to the boats, it could be very nice.
But if not, maybe just hang a towel up and hide behind it.
Hide
I don't know.
behind the towel. There you go. So obviously a lot of work being done to the main pool area. Getting back to the whole kids pool thing, what I especially like is no bucket. No pouring bucket, at least so far, that we have seen.
But there could be a bucket, though.
I'm not anti-bucket,
everybody else has a bucket.
It's just nice to have something different. You don't want them all to be the same off-the-shelf bucket things,
Again, I was like, are we sure that's a kid slide? Because it's really a good size slide. And then I read online, it looks like it is a children's slide, but it's, it's pretty tall.
I cannot wait to see how this all turns out in the end. I know obviously it doesn't look the best now, but you can see they're sort of putting in a patio up there. I think there'll be more patio seating, less actual beach. There'll probably be very little beach, but I mean, you can't swim in the water anyway, so it's probably better to have more patio.
Well, it's nice to have, it's nice at beach too, but there's beach, beyond here. There's still some beach left. So, right. I think Disney's Polynesian Resort, I liked it the way it was, but I don't think it'll be, I think there'll be some nice improvements too. So we'll see how it is when it actually is finished. Right.
So now we're going to take a look at the entrance to Trader Sam's, which is obviously everyone's very excited about Trader Sam's East.
And that's this coming up probably in the next few months too. So
they were working
soon.
Full force. We saw a bunch of workers going in and out of the doors, and even this time they were touching things up. So
we always say when we see a lot of workers are getting the Universal treatment,
that's
because
right. That's
Universal's always working on something.
But you could see it's right down the road from Captain Cook's there. So that's going to be a very popular place, I'm sure.
We'll go when it opens, but as Jeff said to me, how often are we going to go to spend $50 on drinks, which we never do?
$20 drinks, right? I think once we go a few times, that'll be.
It'll be something once a year or something, probably right. After that.
So now we go to Epcot.
And I cannot wait for the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival. This is the time when we start seeing the flower quilt, which is now, well, there it is.
There it is, freshly planted.
Freshly planted. It will grow in quite a bit more. This is the winter flowers. Then they bring in a second planting, which will look a little different with different colors and such probably in about 2 months. So, but the Epcot Flower and Garden Festival starts on March 4th, and I think we're going to start seeing topiaries this week. Usually it's about 2 weeks out is when we see them.
Every year, I call you when I'm at the Daytona Duel, which is the Thursday night race, and you're always so excited because you've gone to Epcot and you saw your first topiary. So I expect, if they're on the same schedule this Thursday, you to be on the phone saying, "Oh, Jeff, look at this, the topiaries are up." So I look forward to that call.
This is our 9th year with Mousesteps posting flower and garden coverage. It is my favorite thing just about to cover.
Speaking of favorite things, big announcements from Disney Cruise Lines.
Well, the big one for us is the Star Wars cruises.
That's right. There he is, Darth Vader. For the first time ever, a full day of Star Wars happenings on the Disney Fantasy.
And that will be not too many cruises.
Only 8 cruises.
Right. So that was a little bit of a surprise. But there's Chewbacca. They're going to have like meet and greets. And I think they're going to bring in Star Wars celebrities. I think it's going to
be like a mini Star Wars weekend with the Star Wars celebrities doing autographs. They're going to show all 7 of the Star Wars films, the original 6 plus the new one that'll be out by then. And meet and greets there. You just saw Stormtroopers.
Like a Jedi Training Academy.
It really looks awesome. It sounds awesome. I think they will have no trouble selling these out. That's for sure.
Well, they're putting them especially at the beginning during the slow time, right. So to bring more guests in. So I don't know if they'll sell them out or not because not all families can go at that time.
Right.
But certainly they'll sell a lot more than what they would have.
Speaking of big doings, though, also there's Frozen, not whole Frozen cruises, but additions to the cruises that are in Norway.
And I really had wanted to go to Norway. And I always say you can't do it all. You just can't, but I would have loved that.
Olaf at sea. You could finally meet Olaf.
We haven't met Olaf yet. For whatever reason, they haven't brought him here as a meet and greet character. He's in Disneyland with Oswald.
Well, that also sounds good. I think we may have a friend going on that cruise, so we'll see if we can wrangle some coverage.
That would be nice.
It looks wonderful, and again, I think it's nice that they're doing these themed cruise. It's not that it's a fully frozen cruise, but still, it's nice. The Star Wars, it all looks great.
I agree. And thanks to PixieVacations.com. If you're looking for a Star Wars cruise or, a frozen Norway cruise, I don't know if there's still room left for Norway, check with them.
Also, Maple Leaf Tickets, the best deals on tickets in town. Better hurry up before the big ticket increase we hear is coming.
And Theme Park Connection, our original sponsor.
That's right. So that is another show. Thanks again, everybody, for listening, and have a great week.
Have a great week.